Hey, how's it going, friends? Thank you for tuning in to VR Revelations. Welcome. It is February the 8th, the year of our Lord 2023. If you could, please make sure you give this video a like and make sure you subscribe so you can get notifications on future updates. So, it looks like the Ukrainian army has been suffering a lot of losses in the city of Ugledar, as we read here from War News 24/7. Again, this is a Greek website, but they have done some excellent reporting in the past. I often use them as a source. And again, a lot of the things that they've covered have come to fruition. They are later on reported in the mainstream media. So I consider them a pretty trustworthy news source and pretty unbiased. Again, they are a Greek website, so this information is translated from that language into English. But anyways, so we know that there are intense battles taking place along the front lines, especially in the city of Bakhmut, as I am going to show you here on the map. Bakhmut is right up here in this cluster of stars, which is just a symbol of all the action that is taking place. So this is Bakhmut. And then right down here, if you go to the bottom of the screen, or if you look down here, this is where Ugledar is. You'll see this. Sorry, guys. My throat is still sore. You'll see the spelling as Vuhledar, which is just the Ukrainian spelling. Ugledar is the Russian. But again, this is supposed to be another stronghold city. It is very well fortified, just like Bakhmut down here. It seems that the focus right now is Bakhmut. Again, this is a stronghold, and don't let Western sources tell you it's not. They are trying to downplay the significance of these cities because they know that their fall to the Russian army is imminent. But Zelensky has contradicted them, and he has recently said that they will fight till the end in Bakhmut, and he actually called it their fortress. And so he's admitted that this is a stronghold, and that's why he's trying so hard to hold on to that city. And they are doing the same thing with Vuhledar down here because, again, this is another stronghold city. But it seems that all indications point to an imminent collapse. And once they do, that's going to be very catastrophic for the Ukrainian army. So I took off these stars here so you can see clearly. So again, the article we're going to be reading on, or the report, is concerning Vuhledar down here, which the Russians are aiming to take. And once they do, their resistance will be a lot less, and they'll be able to push northwards also. And of course, this coincides with the ferocious attack right now that is taking place right down here in Bakhmut, as we can see. And so, yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at the article here. So it says, Russian Marines wipe out 3 Ukrainian brigades. Kyiv rushes reinforcements from Bakhmut. Relentless pounding with TOS-1 drones and artillery. So again, it seems that the Russians have a pretty simple tactic here. They seem to be launching artillery attacks, and then they move in with vehicles and boots on the ground infantry. Also, they have been using drones. There are, of course, kamikaze drones, some of which have been supplied by Iran or Iran. Also, they have just your basic drones that have a camera on them and literally fly over to the trenches and drop bombs. Of course, we've seen videos of the Ukrainian army also using these drones. And again, these are the type of drones you can literally buy yourself. They pretty much just attach a bomb to it, and then I'm assuming they have nearby infantry units fly them and sort of scout the area and the enemy trenches. And that also serves to reveal locations, and then they bombard those trenches with artillery, with missiles, and then they move in with vehicles and infantry. And so it looks like things have been escalating in this area here. And of course, it looks like Russia is making a more aggressive push in these areas, as reinforcements are expected here within the next 2 months to come into Ukraine, especially those German Leopard tanks. So I think it's no mystery that Russia probably wants to advance a lot quicker now before those reinforcements arrive. Not that they are going to turn the tide of war, but they want to avoid as much resistance as they can. So, anyways, it says here, colossal are the losses of the Ukrainian forces in Ugledar, which forced the military command of Kyiv to transfer reinforcements from neighboring Bakhmut. At least 3 to 4 brigades have over 50 losses. Now, of course, I'm not a military expert myself, and probably a lot of you that are watching aren't either, so you're probably wondering, well, how many soldiers are in a brigade? Because it says here at least 3 to 4 brigades have lost over 50%. So if you Google it, it says a brigade consists of a few battalions and anywhere from 3,000 to 5,000 soldiers. So at the very least, there's 3,000 soldiers in one brigade. And according to what we're reading here, at least 3 to 4 brigades have lost over 50% losses. So you go ahead and do the math. That's going to be a couple of thousand soldiers there lost in Ugledar here. And as we're reading here, it looks like they are, because of this loss of soldiers, they're actually moving soldiers from Bakhmut right up here, which, again, they can't spare any soldiers. The Russians are ferociously attacking Bakhmut, and so I'm sure they're just in chaos right now as they're apparently moving soldiers from Bakhmut down here to Ugledar. So it says, as everything shows, this city will be lost to Kyiv at the same time as Bakhmut. Now, that would be very catastrophic for Ukraine on the international stage and in their, tactically, militarily for them. If they actually lose both of those cities at the same time, that will just be a major blow. And I think that's exactly what is going to happen, as a matter of fact. So the article continues, the Russian army has been carrying out an unprecedented attack against the Ukrainian forces in Ugledar for 10 days, creating a huge meat machine, the second after Bakhmut. The Russian 155th Marine Brigade, together with the Donetsk Kaskad Group, pound Ukrainian positions day and night with TOS-1, sorry guys, Krasnopol-guided munitions and drones. So you're probably wondering, what is a TOS-1? Well, I have the image for you guys right here. As you can see here, it's sort of a tank with artillery capability. I mean, this thing looks like a monstrosity here. I would definitely not want to find myself in a confrontation with this monster here. That's what they are using to hit at the trenches, to hit at the fortifications there in Ugledar, and then they move in with tanks, with armored vehicles and infantry, and you can actually watch video of these things, and they're absolutely terrifying when they just launch all the missiles at once. So it says, according to the Russian report, in the area of Ugledar, the situation of Ukrainian forces has seriously deteriorated. Russian artillery activity and regular raids by Russian strike groups resulted in massive losses of Ukrainian manpower. Again, this is going to weaken Bakhmut over here, guys. So expect more news concerning Bakhmut here pretty soon. Engineer units and minesweepers of the 72nd Mechanized Brigade in Ugledar mine residential areas and high-rise buildings. To prevent the flight of Ukrainian soldiers from the battlefield, nationalists of the 226th Kraken Battalion were transferred to the second line as detachments. Wow. The launch of the 155th Marine Brigade's attack on Ugledar. So it looks like we have some infantry vehicles here moving in. I believe these are Russian, so let's go ahead and take a look. I will be muting these short videos here, guys, because it's just Russian music playing in the background. I don't want any problems with YouTube on that side of things. So let's go ahead and take a look at these infantry vehicles here. Sorry again about the throat, guys. So, according to the reports, these are units they're moving in Ugledar. Let's see, it looks like we have another video down here. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. Now, can somebody, if one of you knows, can somebody explain to me why they let out so much smoke? Like, is that steam or is that smoke? Is that the fuel that's burning? Because look how much that is. I mean, isn't that just like drawing attention to these vehicles? I've also seen tanks, videos of tanks, and I guess because of movies or, you know, like video games and things like that, I never realized just how much smoke these machines let out. Which, again, to me, it would seem, you know, counterproductive and pretty much just like a signal, you know, hey, we're over here, attack us. So it looks to be like the same type of infantry vehicles here, light armored vehicles carrying infantry units with, of course, a barrel there. They don't look like full-blown tanks. Again, I am no military expert by any means, guys. So it says, hammering with TOS-1, drones, and artillery. Tanks and artillery of the Russian Kamchatka Marines break the defense of the armed forces of Ukraine by breaking up the trenches. The advance of armored vehicles and infantry is under the cover of Russian artillery. Drones perform aerial reconnaissance and provide coordinates to howitzers, MLRS, and mortars, which fire with precision. V Group's TOS-1A heavy flamethrower systems help assault teams penetrate enemy positions. At the same time, drone operators destroy the Ukrainian forces in the trenches and target the fortifications of the armed forces of Ukraine with artillery. Forces of the OBTF Cascade with UAV my goodness, with UAV support, crushed the Ukrainian fortifications near the village of Nikolskoye. UAV operators of OBTF Cascade timely locate the soldiers of the armed forces of Ukraine who are hiding in the forest zone. We have more video here. Looks like we have video of these artillery units here, the TOS-1s, guys. It says TOS-1 shelling of Ukrainian forces inside the city of Ugledar. So let's go ahead and take a look at this video. Again, I believe this is drone footage, guys. So, you know, in this modern day and age, you know, these armies, they want to take a look at what's going on in the battlefield. And drones are an excellent way to do this. Again, they're not only using them to as bombs, but they actually use them for reconnaissance and also to scope out the situation on the battlefield and to analyze the success of these attacks. So we're going to see the artillery here from those TOS-1 artillery vehicles shooting, and this is a drone that's capturing all the footage here. And you can just see that these bombs are massive. I believe these artillery units have the capability to launch thermobaric missiles, which are those reported missiles that sort of like suck the oxygen out of the air, which are very catastrophic. Just look at how big and massive that explosion was right there. Let's go ahead and take a look at that again. My goodness. I don't care how fortified Ugledar, Bakhmut are, guys. These bombs are just insane. What man was able to develop is pretty terrifying. So you can see the town here, of course, is just absolutely destroyed. That's going to be the case for every city where fighting takes place. So there you go, guys. Let's go ahead and move on to the next video. 2 Marine BMPs raid Ukrainian positions in Ugledar. Alright, so it looks like we got these infantry vehicles here with infantry inside of them. Moving on Ukrainian soldiers here. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. There are the Russian vehicles right there, guys. Again, this is a drone that is capturing all of this. You can see it's dropping off infantry units from the back door there. Pretty amazing stuff, guys, that we're actually, in our day and age with this technology, able to see what is going on the battlefield. Pretty incredible here. Ukraine moves aid from Bakhmut to Ugledar. Again, things are getting so desperate down there in Ugledar, which again is a fortified city, that they're having to move forces from Bakhmut, which is even more important for Ukraine, down to Vuhledar. So it's just going to weaken both cities, right? That's exactly why the article is saying that both of these strongholds might fall at the same time. The command of the armed forces of Ukraine is forced to transfer reinforcements from the so-called Bakhmut garrison in the direction of Ugledar. The gradual transfer began on January 28th, and the reason was the huge loss of Ukrainian manpower near Ugledar. From January 30th, reserves were mobilized from the central regions of Ukraine, Cherkasy, Cherniv, Kharkiv, and Poltava. These forces were moved in the direction of Ugledar. The total number of mobilized people probably can reach 4 battalions, about 1.5 thousand people. Initially, the command of the Armed Forces of Ukraine prepared these reserves for deployment of the 63rd Mechanized and 71st Jaeger Brigades, but the complicated situation around Ugledar overturned these plans. After deploying in the Kurakov fortified area 30 kilometers north of Vuhledar, again, that's just the Ukrainian pronunciation of the Russian Ugledar, the conscripts reinforced the units of the Armed Forces of Ukraine with the heaviest losses. The 72nd Mechanized and 56 Motorized Infantry Brigades, as well as units of the 68th Brigade, in which the losses in dead and wounded exceed 50% of the personnel. That is catastrophic, guys. It is, as people rightly say, a meat grinder. The reason for these huge Ukrainian infantry losses in the Ugledar direction lies in the raids against the NATO M77 and FH-70 155mm guns. These howitzers were in service with the 55th Separate Artillery Brigade. Since the beginning of January, these units, located 10 kilometers south of Kurakov, has been attacked by Lancet aircraft and drones, with the result that most of the weapons were either destroyed along with the ammunition or seriously damaged. Allow me a drink here, guys. The 155mm guns have been carried and hidden constantly, so the 55th Brigade cannot conduct a full artillery battle in the direction of Ugledar. We actually have another video here. It says Krasnopol shot at a Ukrainian target in Ugledar. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. Alright, that looks like a direct hit there on that building. Major explosion there. So you can see it is on fire there. Again, I think a lot of these videos, guys, are coming from the Telegram channels that are reporting on this, the Russian Telegram channels. So we have more videos here. Team Kazakh drones strike Starlink terminal. Remember, Starlink is Elon Musk's famous internet provider or whatnot. ATGM launcher, M109SP, and M77 in Ugledar. So looks like this is a video of another drone strike here on these weapons, these Ukrainian weapons. Okay, so there's the map. All right, We can see a Ukrainian soldier, it seems like, in the trenches. Now, again, this is a drone here, guys, and, they have kamikaze drones that, just crash into there like a missile, and then they have these type of drones that have a bomb, and they literally just drop them as soon as they are over the soldiers. You can see there that the bomb hit pretty close to the soldier, knocking him out. I wouldn't necessarily say that the soldier was actually killed, but that probably did knock him out there. So you can see just how effective these small drones can be, and the big role they actually are having in these trench battles here. So this is probably another more drone footage here. Let's go ahead and take a look. All right. So it looks like they're doing some scouting with a drone here. You can see a Ukrainian soldier in the trenches there. Now these soldiers would be very hard to see by other infantry, by Russian soldiers on the ground, but you can just fly these drones in there and do some reconnaissance. And again, they're recording all of this with drones. As they attack with drones, they record with drones. So looks like there's drones all over the place. Pretty big explosions there. Those actually look like kamikaze explosions there. They seem a lot bigger than that bomb that was dropped by that small drone. Oh yeah, those are way bigger explosions in the previous video. Now remember, the Ukrainians are using drones also, so these things are very cheap to manufacture and they're highly mobile. You can go look at some videos of kids, like teenagers, controlling these things. It's pretty incredible just how fast and, nimble these drones are. Okay, so we have another 50-second long video here of another drone attack here. Looks like this is on some equipment. Okay, so this looks like a kamikaze drone flying into the enemy units here. Now you can see another drone capturing that kamikaze drone there. Wow, look at that. That was a direct hit. So they have these other drones up at a higher elevation capturing these attacks. Yeah, that was, I wonder if that was an Iranian or Iranian kamikaze drone. Pretty incredible insight here with all this technology. So we have one more video here. Let's go ahead and take a look. It looks like it might be another drone video here. So there is the target on the map. Okay, this is a tank. That looks like all right, is that a Russian or a Ukrainian tank? I would assume it's a... Okay, so you can see the tank seems to be moving into the bushes there. Right, okay, so it looks like it is a Ukrainian tank, and now a kamikaze drone is aiming at it. Wow, okay, that looked like a direct hit. And the footage was captured by another drone there. And you actually see some soldiers leaving the vehicle there, running for their lives. A lot of them actually moved out. It seems like some of those soldiers actually might have been waiting in the bushes, in the trenches there already, and the tank or that vehicle sort of gave away their location. So pretty amazing how these new technologies are being used. I would have never expected for the drones to play such a big part, especially these small-time drones, but they are, guys. And again, what is happening here is that it looks like Russia is making a a bigger push now for Vuhledar or Ugledar down here and Bakhmut, and pretty much the Ukrainians don't know, where to focus all of their forces. They're sort of shifting back and forth here. As we just read there, they moved forces from Bakhmut, which is supposed to be like, the most important city right now here in this area, but they had to move forces down to Vuhledar because that's also such an important city and a stronghold of the Ukrainian forces. So it looks like they are running out of manpower, and I think that the Russians are trying to capture these two cities here within the next couple of weeks, definitely before this month is over, and that is what I am expecting. Again, guys, Bakhmut is pretty much surrounded. It is only a matter of time. As you can see, and as I reported in my last video, Russia is moving in on Chasiz Yar, and it's pretty much already encircled at this point. So it's just, the Ukrainian forces are going to have to decide, hey, where are we going to focus all our forces, Bakhmut or Ugledar? And I think that hesitation is going to lead to the very quick collapse of Ugledar and Bakhmut here pretty soon. And yeah, that's going to be it for this video, guys. Again, make sure you give the video a like and make sure you subscribe so you can get notifications of my videos. And remember, the truth is stranger than fiction. Thank you for tuning in. Have a wonderful day, and God bless.